Hi, this is movie 1 for chapter 1 prepare case. And I am in my IT lab and I want to pick my chapter 1. Within the chapter 1 materials, I want to move down to assignments. And then I want this Excel chapter 1 prepare case golf cart analysis. Notice that it's both PC and Mac, so I'm going to click that down. It's going to bring up my window. I'm going to download my materials. I'm going to download them separate just so I don't have to unzip them. So I am using Chrome, which is what I recommend, and because I'm using Chrome, my downloads appear down here in the tray. If you're in Firefox, you would look up at the top right for an arrow. So I'm going to go ahead and close that. I'm going to bring the instructions up, which is just a Word document, and I'm going to bring up the start file. And you know the start file is yours because it begins. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to enable that. And I'm going to size these so I like my instructions on the left. So let's close this up. I should have done that before. So I'm just going to put my instructions. So how I work through this is I have my book or your ebook, and I'm just going to move through and mark off the ones that I have done. So step 1 we already have done because we downloaded it and it's renamed. All right, the golf cart analysis workbook, which is this whole thing, provides data to analyze the purchase of golf carts by model, price, and financing. The information on the golf cart purchases worksheet, so this one, needs to be updated. So we want to make sure you're on the golf cart purchases, and we're just going to select E7. And all we're going to do is we're going to type in a value in E7. So we're entering, so 6742. Notice that I'm in enter mode. I'm going to hit enter. And then D5, I'm going to type easy go, and then D13, so D13, I'm going to bold, so I select the cell, I picked the option, and then A13, I'm going to type total interest. Oh my gosh, if I can type, cost, colon, enter. So I have all of step 2 done. So I'm going to click that. And all that was doing was entering data, right? So one of the things you want to watch is this mode indicator here. So if I double click, I go into enter if I'm in a blank cell. If I double click on a cell that contains something, I'm in edit mode, and that allows me to modify the contents of the cell. All right, so let's go to step 3. Workbooks are often shared with others. Therefore, it's important to document changes you may make to a workbook. So in cell A9, which is this one that says loan annual interest rate, they want us to put a note in there. Now, notes are different than comments. So the note is found in the review tab on the ribbon. So then we're going to find notes, new note. And they want us to remove the name, and we're just going to put annual interest rate colon annual rate colon space annual rate of interest in decimal or percentage format, and no period. So one of the things that you want to pay attention to in these is, making sure that you type it exactly how it is. So here's the little indicator, and if you just hover over it, it brings up that little note. So it's a way of self-documenting. I actually use the technique here of having a sheet that's a documentation sheet, but we're going to do that right now. So step 4 is to continue documenting your workbook on the documentation worksheet tab. So I'm going to click on that. It's going to take me to this documentation sheet, and it's kind of a historical, what changes are being done, who did them, what, because if some changes are made and then it breaks something, you can go back and it's like a change management type of a thing. So in let's see, where are we at? In A8, we're going to type A2, where am I at? A8. Type in the date 6/1/2022 in B8. So I hit the tab key to move to the right, and I'm going to put my name. You'll put your name. Tab, that moves you across. Added comment to a key field on the golf cart purchases worksheet. So it falls over, but we're going to take care of that later. So this is a way of historically keeping your information. So we're done with step 4. Let's continue with step 5. Update the golf cart purchases. So I have to go back to that worksheet by entering the following. In A2, we're going to type Red Bluff Golf Course and Pro Shop. And then it wants me to go to A3, so I'm going to hit enter because it takes you down when you hit enter. Tab, it takes you across. Golf cart purchase analysis. Enter. 06/06/2022. And then G4, we're going to put option 5. And then D9, instead of the 0.07, we're going to do 0.06. Dang it. All right, so we're done with step 5. All right. We're going to do step 6, and then I'm going to stop this movie, and we'll move on to the next step in the next movie. I don't like to make these too long. Okay. Wrapping text in a cell can improve the look. Absolutely. So on the golf purchases worksheet, click cell A3. A3. Create a hard return after the word cart. So I'm still in ready mode, so I need to double click. See, now I have my insertion point inside. I can put my cursor right in front of the P, and I'm going to do an Alt Enter, or return, Alt Return. And what it did then is it did like a soft break within the cell, right? So actually it's a hard break within the cell. So we're saying at this point I want to go to another line, but it's within the cell A3. On the documentation sheet, so we got to go over to documentation, use the wrap text feature for cell C8. So I'm going to click on C8. I'm going to go to the Home tab. In the alignment group, on the Home tab, I'm going to find wrap text. Click, and it did that. That produced a soft return. So when I actually did the Alt Enter, I'm saying no matter what, we're going to return at this point. But watch what happens when I did this wrap text. And if I change, right, if I change the cell, it can change where it wraps. Where it wraps. Let me get that back to where it was supposed to be. All right, and for me there, I'm just doing a Control Z and Control Z until I get back to the state that I wanted to be in. Okay, so we are done with step number 6, and I am going to save this file. I'm going to end this movie, and I'll pick up on step number 7 in the next movie. Thank you.